Hello everyone, how you going? Welcome back to Expectation vs Reality, the place where you never know what you're going to get. You know, it is a little bit of an expectation, or maybe you're just going to get a little bit more reality. You know, just really not living up to, well, I guess what your expectations were. And so really, you never know if you're going to be feeling sorry for these people or just actually jealous. So then starting off with these sly bastards. Oh no, what an unfortunate way to kind of ruin your lunch. You know, you were just so looking forward to kind of having a ham and cheese sandwich and just go, oh my goodness, it's absolutely loaded. But then you just get to that and you take one bite if it's from the wrong end, and then all of a sudden all your dreams are just smashed. Because really, let's be honest, once you have a bite at the top end, the bottom end's not going to be the same. To be fair, I certainly feel as though this is some kind of mistake in terms of the way it's been made. You know, I definitely don't feel as though this has been done on purpose, because unless every single other one on the rack has also been done this way, I just don't see how anyone would actually go to the effort to just making sure that all the ham is crammed down one end. You know, it definitely looks more on the lines of just all the ham unfortunately got shoved down one end. So it's not as though they're ripping off in terms of how much ham you're getting, you're just getting it all in one segment of the sandwich. But really, to be honest, I feel as though you should have seen this coming, especially from the backside. I mean, maybe you just kind of grabbed it and then just ripped it open from the front and went, oh, well, that's a little bit disappointing, isn't it? But really, if you're looking at that, and I don't know how much it is, what is it, $4.50 I think, or so, something like that. But if you were looking at that sandwich and expecting that kind of ham to be all the way around, then well, really, you'd be getting way more than $4.50 worth of ham. And also, I don't know many sandwiches with a ham and the ham and cheese sandwiches is going to be thicker than the bread, let alone the fact that you probably could have done it by weight, or if nothing else, just seen it from the other side. So yeah, even though the whole thing is quite disappointing, you know, like I said, you would have been so keen if that was going to be your ham and cheese sandwich. I would have been over the moon, you know, just going to absolutely fill you up with, I don't know, 5 sandwiches worth of ham. But in reality, I feel as though if you gave it any kind of thought, you would actually realize what was going on here. And like I said, even though the title does say you sly bastards, I certainly don't feel as though this one has actually been done with any kind of malice. Waited 9 months for this custom birdhouse. Oh no way, what the hell is actually turned up on your door? Here we go, what is this? Customer's house, custom replica birdhouse. Oh okay, now I get what's going on here. So look, yeah, so that's your house, and you sent them, I don't know what you would have done, but maybe some photos or whatnot, and then you got sent that back. I mean, I feel as though out of 10 I would give it a 5 or a 6, so I certainly don't feel as though it's absolutely horrific or anything like that. You know, they got the rough shape down, they have certainly illustrated the fairly complex shape of the entire house. But no, I can certainly see more so what you're talking about when you see the customer's house and then the custom replica birdhouse, because unless they've got some seriously good lighting, that one is definitely looking way better than the one on the right. Really, I reckon the one on the right is just kind of a 5-year-old drawing of your house that just completely came to life, you know, because like I said, it's not too bad, it definitely got the general shapes down, but the kids certainly didn't pay too much attention to the overall details and just, I guess, really didn't have the right kind of texture. Now I'm just wondering how much they actually pay for this. You know, obviously a 9-month wait is a 9-month wait, and no one really wants to be doing that. And of course, in a perfect world, if you just could have had it delivered to your doorstep the next day, then it would have been fantastic. But like I said, I'd love to know what is involved and have you know how much it costs to make one of these. You know, do they have to come out to kind of scout the entire thing, or do you do that? You know, you just kind of take some photos and then they model it off that. How is it actually done, and how is there such a discrepancy between the custom replica birdhouse and then yours? Because really, I feel as though something like this could actually be quite expensive, and so if I paid decent money for something like this and then I got delivered that, then I certainly wouldn't be happy. You know, really, I guess what it looks like is just kind of a first draft, or even just something along the lines that they got the new guy to build it, compared to the one on the left, which has just been built by someone that's been doing it forever. So yeah, it certainly would have been a bummer, and I'm hoping that you didn't pay too much for it, but really, the 9-month wait would have been the killer. You know, you've waited all that time just for that to arrive on your doorstep. It got kind of late, so we had an oh crap meal instead of our planned dinner. We had some pasta in our peas instead of the other way around. Wait, hang on, what am I looking at here? Okay, I have to kind of figure it out. Grilled seasoned white chicken with pasta. There we go. The first one is actually pasta in an Alfredo cheese sauce with carrots, broccoli, and garden peas. Literally the last thing that is mentioned there is peas. You've got one husk of a piece of broccoli over here, and I guess one maybe over here as well. And then what they ended up with was just a contaminated bag of peas, because that is just ludicrous. Look at how many there are. I'm just curious about how the hell this even happened. You know, call me crazy, but I feel as though when the pasta is a main ingredient, surely they would actually go in first, because unless this is just an anomaly, there is no way that they wouldn't be filling by weight, you know. So surely the first thing that goes in is the pasta. You know, I don't know how much, what is it, like 600 grams? So I don't know, maybe you fill up to, I heard, 400 grams of pasta, and then you chuck in 100 grams of chicken, then 50 grams of broccoli and carrots, and then 50 grams of peas or something like that. But who knows, maybe the chicken goes in first, and then the pasta had a little bit of a mishap, so it didn't all come out, and so they had to make up the weight somehow. I mean, to be honest, I'm a fairly big fan of peas, so unless we actually completely craving pasta and you went, oh my goodness, now I'm just gonna share, like, I don't know, what is it, 3 pieces of pasta with my wife, then really, maybe it isn't a bad thing. I mean, actually, I'm fairly sure the peas are more expensive than pasta, so really, you just got the better end of the deal here. Very close indeed. Oh wow, that is incredible. Obviously, this is the first one of the month where we're actually having a kind of a decent reality, but honestly, what has actually struck me first is just the quality of this image. I just want to zoom in. Yeah, look at that. You can see the detail in the fur. That is incredible. And then you come down here and just get absolutely wowed by the amount of detail in all the fur and everything that's been done down here. And they've even gone to the length of just perfectly copying even just the direction that the ears go. So yeah, I can't help being amazed by this post, as well as just, like I said, the quality. I'm a stickler for quality. I mean, perhaps you're some kind of professional cake decorator, so it isn't actually that impressive in terms of you actually doing it, but really to the rest of us, that is actually just ridiculous that they've actually managed to pull that off. As well as, like I said, just the resolution and even just the framing and everything in the photo has been done so well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I certainly like my more normal or more regular expectation versus reality, where this is just more an expectation versus expectation. But you certainly have to give credit where credit's due, because that is just outrageously good. I think this belongs here. Oh, not this one. I actually did see this one. I don't know where it was or how I saw it or what it was, but it's just so infuriating to me. Actually, maybe that is actually where I saw it. Maybe it wasn't mildly infuriating or something like that, but no, it just doesn't make any sense as to why anyone would be doing this, you know, because it's not like we can't make a cardboard vessel that holds liquids, you know, we do it all the time, you know, whether it be milk or even just poppers or just anything like that, you know, we store liquids in wax cardboard vessels all the time. And so for someone to advertise themselves as hello, I'm a paper bottle, but then just have a plastic bottle inside, that is just absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know how that has actually gone through anything, you know, because I don't know if there's regulations around this stuff directly, but either way, I certainly feel as though it is false advertising. And like I said, it just doesn't make any sense to me in the beginning, you know, because I feel as though anyone that would be having the thought to kind of make a paper bottle for whatever that is, I assume would be trying to cut down on plastics, and so to do this just doesn't make any sense, let alone the fact that you actually have it weighing on your conscience. So yeah, like I said, it just makes me infuriated that this is the length that people will go to just to kind of get the right advertising, or even just, I don't even know what you call this, but really, unless that fine text right under hello, I'm a paper bottle says, oh, I'm actually not, then I feel as though this just has to be classified as false advertising, and if nothing else, that's illegal. And really, I feel as though the entire kind of practice of doing anything like this should be too. It's been 3 years since Red Rooster Australia served this up to me, and I'm still salty than their chips. I would like to take the opportunity to say, eat a bag of, well, Red Rooster. Oh no, that is so sad. Loaded large ship with roast chicken and gravy, $5, and then you got that. I mean, hey, to be honest, I don't really know what you expected because you went to Red Rooster of all places. But no, that is certainly a very sad excuse for whatever that meal was meant to be, you know. I guess it's kind of like a snack pack or something. And really, it's kind of like the last one. I just don't see how this one can actually be advertised as that, you know, loaded, and then you end up with the one on the right. Besides the fact that they completely miss all the gravy, you know, chicken and gravy, not just chicken and chips. The container on the left must have been absolutely tiny, and I guess they just must have shredded the chicken to absolute smithereens just to be able to get that kind of spread all over the top of it. And also, I know fast food in Australia is pretty expensive in the scheme of things, but really, that does not look like $5 worth of anything, let alone Red Rooster. Because really, I feel as if you add up the entire thing, you've got about 20 cents of chips in there, maybe $1 of chicken compared to the one on the left, which is actually just, I don't know, it looks a little bit more reasonable. And I'm just wondering if you did anything on the day, you know, did you go back up to them and go, look, this looks nothing like what it's meant to, you know. I understand to an extent a little bit of product versus package and all that kind of stuff, but really, can't you see that there's not even any gravy on the thing? But hey, let's be honest here, you went to Red Rooster, so your expectations should have been pretty low from the beginning, you know. I don't know a single person that has Red Rooster as any kind of the top tier, let alone not even medium fast food places. And so really, even though that is absolutely atrocious and it's nothing like the one on the left, I feel as though if I ended up at Red Rooster for some, I don't know what reason I'd be there, but I feel as though sadly enough that would actually meet my expectations perfectly. One huge piece of salmon? Nope. Well then, I guess we already kind of know what's going to happen here, but hang on, what are we going to have? We're having cedar planked Alaska salmon with chipotle garlic spice. Wow, that certainly sounds pretty decent to be honest, but here we go. What are we going to have? Is it going to be sliced? Oh no, that is just ridiculous. Look at the amount of space in the middle. What the hell is going on here? This is just like the cardboard bottle one, you know. They've completely wasted the space. They've spent extra packaging just to try and entice you to think that it is one massive piece, you know. I mean, I guess to be honest, you certainly shouldn't be expecting anything that big because that would be a stupidly expensive kind of meat, you know. You see those salmons going for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and so I guess it does make sense that it's not one whole carp, but really you could have fit an entire third piece in there. I mean, hang on a second, I have also just seen down here that this is boneless fillets on a cedar plank, and also you can kind of see why the product packaging for once you can actually kind of be reliable, you know. It certainly doesn't represent it as being one big slab of meat. So to be honest, I feel as though how they're actually presenting the portion sizes based on the fact that, like I said, it says boneless fillets, not fillets, and then also for once you could actually base it off of the image on the front of the packet. I really don't feel as though they've done too badly in terms of how they're presented it. It's just the fact that surely you could have shrunk it down, you know, because I feel as though if they had actually done that, you know, just slammed them together, then it wouldn't actually be on this sub at all. And even though it would have accomplished the same thing in terms of hiding the fact that it's not one big piece of fish, really it just would have looked so much less dodgy if nothing else, but also just would have cut down on packaging and plastic waste, and then for goodness sake, you can even just fit more of them in a truck, so it just doesn't make sense as to why anyone would want to do this. But hey, then again, this is expectation versus reality, so I don't know what I was expecting besides just being blindly infuriated in a way, and so perhaps I'm just living too much in reality for my own good. And so now finally for the top of the month for expectation versus reality, we have I tried. Alrighty then, here we go. We have a two-part photo system. We obviously have an expectation. If I click this arrow, then it will definitely reveal the reality of the world. But before I do that, I just want to take a second to admire this cake. You know, it is absolutely unbelievable. All the little piping details, these little flowers. I don't know what these little beads of white would have been made of, but just the level of detail in this cake is unbelievable. But anyway, let's have a look at what this reality is. Just strap yourselves in. What is it going to be? Oh no, that is not it. I mean, it's definitely an A for effort, but it certainly isn't an A for execution. Don't get me wrong, I certainly feel as though I would do a very similar thing, if not way worse than this, if I actually had an attempt. But really, the title does sum up perfectly. You know, you tried and you just didn't fully succeed at getting this level of cake. I mean, hey, let's be honest, I'm sure it tasted completely fine, you know. I'm sure there was nothing wrong with the actual flavor of the cake, but it's just the fact that when you go from this masterfully created cake to this one, it just doesn't really do it justice, you know, because I feel as though if I saw this one first, then it probably would have been alright. You certainly set the bar pretty damn high for yourself in the beginning. And also, really, looking at it more, I feel as though I'd give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Obviously, this one is a 10 out of 10. Everything is just so perfect. But really, that has just absolutely been helped along by the fact that you can see that there's bokeh and there's lighting and all of those kind of things have been involved. Where really, I feel as though if you're able to make the top of the cake just a little bit more white and a little bit less cream, I reckon overall it would actually do wonders for the cake, as well as just some decent lighting, just to really just pump it full of light so you get that studio look. So to be honest, I certainly don't feel as though this one is actually that bad, you know. Like I said, a little bit of help in a couple of apartments, whether that be from the lighting to actually just finishing the actual swirl or whatnot. If they did tweak those couple of things, so it just would be an expectation versus expectation, you know. None of these expectation versus reality stuff, no. It would actually put up pretty well, and basically we just have a different color version of this one. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for expectation versus reality. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to the usual little things down below. Let me know if you had a favorite post on any of these. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some of the other videos out now. Or maybe just want to consider subscribing so you don't miss out on one of these in the future. Well, all in all, have a good one, and see ya.